Welcome to Episode 1, The Chain Letter. Neighborhood breaking news. This just in. Residents are advised that a rumor has escaped into the neighborhood. Authorities say it started with one sentence, and by lunchtime, nobody remembers what that sentence was. Please remain calm and don't tell Mrs. Kravitz. She already knows. Good morning, neighbors, and welcome to the Crazy Neighbor Chronicles, broadcasting from the corner of Curiosity Street and Chaos Lane, where the coffee is always fresh, the gossip is always free, and if your blinds are open, Mrs. Kravitz has already looked inside. I'm Juansito Santiago, your neighborhood news director, reporting the facts whether the neighborhood likes them or not. Remember, the walls don't have ears, the neighbors do. Today's neighborhood report is called The Chain Letter. Not a necklace, not an email, a chain of gossip. One sentence, one innocent little sentence that somehow turned into the biggest neighborhood emergency this street has ever seen. And believe me, if I knew what was coming, I'd have kept my mouth shut. And here is my story. Yesterday morning, Mrs. Kravitz was outside watering her flowers. Now, don't let that fool you. The flowers only get watered because they're facing the street. I walked over and quietly said, "Mrs. Kravitz, don't tell anybody. I ordered a surprise for my wife." She smiled, put her hand over her heart, and said, "I don't gossip, I document." I should have run right then. 5 minutes later, Mrs. Kravitz sees Amazon Annie. "Juansito has a surprise." Amazon Annie smiles.
"Ooh, he bought something expensive." Amazon Annie sees Old Man Eddie. "Juansito bought something expensive." Old Man Eddie nods. Probably built something." Old Man Eddie tells Captain HOA. "Juansito built something." Captain HOA's eyes get big. "Without a permit?" Captain HOA marches to Brenda. "Juansito added an illegal room." Brenda gasps. She tells Carl, "Juansito has an underground bunker." Carl whispers to Nancy, "I always knew it. He's preparing for the end of the world." Nancy tells Pete, "Juansito joined a survival group." Pete tells Tony, "Juansito disappeared underground." By lunchtime, I had gone from buying my wife a surprise to leading an underground survival cult. That afternoon, I pull into my driveway. There are 2 police cars, a news van, Captain HOA, Mrs. Kravitz,
Amazon Annie, Old Man Eddie, Brenda, Carl, Nancy, Pete, Tony. Even Buddy, the neighborhood dog, looked concerned. I get out of my truck. "What happened?" Mrs. Kravitz runs over. "Juansito, we're here for you." Captain HOA says, "We're conducting an inspection." Carl leans over. "If somebody's making you stay quiet, blink twice." I said, "What are you people talking about?" Amazon Annie says, "Mrs. Kravitz told us you built a secret underground bunker." Mrs. Kravitz spins around. "I never said bunker. I said surprise." Everybody freezes. Then everybody starts pointing. Brenda points at Captain HOA. Captain HOA points at Old Man Eddie. Old Man Eddie points at Amazon Annie. Amazon Annie points at Mrs. Kravitz. Mrs. Kravitz points at me. "It's your fault. If you would have just told us." Without saying a word, I walk into my garage. A minute later, I come back carrying a bird feeder. Everybody stares. I hold it up. "I bought my wife a bird feeder." Silence. Even the birds stopped chirping. Old Man Eddie slowly sips his coffee, looks at the bird feeder, looks at me, shakes his head. Well, that's disappointing. Now my final thought. You know, rumors are strange. Nobody remembers where they started. Everybody remembers where they ended. Maybe that's why neighborhoods are so entertaining. Because somewhere, right now, somebody's telling a story that started with, "I probably shouldn't tell you this." In closing, I will leave you with this. Well, neighbors, that's today's neighborhood report. Remember, good fences make good neighbors, but crazy neighbors make great stories. I'm Juansito Santiago, saying, keep your grass cut, keep your porch light on, and whatever you do, don't whisper around Mrs. Kravitz. She hears. Punctuation. Until next time, you didn't hear it from me, but you heard it from me. Now, tomorrow on The Crazy Neighbor Chronicles. Tomorrow, Mrs. Kravitz buys something that changes this neighborhood forever. Military-grade binoculars. Captain HOA thinks she's spying. Mrs. Kravitz says she's protecting property values. Old Man Eddie says she's been doing that for years. And before the day's over, somebody calls the police over a squirrel. Trust me, you don't want to miss Episode 2, The Binocular Incident, only on the El Radio Phoenix YouTube channel.